this lecture, I want to show you how you can run Android apps on your Mac device. As I hope you've seen so far, the two platforms share a lot in terms of design rules, thus it's essential you get as much inspiration as possible. Even though iOS is generally considered the more beautiful platform with better-looking apps, I still believe Android has a lot to offer. Here's how this goes, though I'm going to use a Windows machine to demonstrate the steps. I'm still waiting for the new iMac. Actually, I've been waiting for it for about 2 years, but let's not get into that. To run Android apps on macOS, we'll use an emulator. This is a program that simulates an Android phone. One of the best emulators on the market is Genymotion. Have a look on their website, but please don't be discouraged by their hefty price tags. We can use the personal edition for free. All we have to do is create an account. Go to Sign In from the navigation bar. From here, choose the secondary call to action. For demonstration purposes, I'll use a temporary email address. I'll zoom through the other parts as they're nothing special. For the usage type, I'll go with demonstration, though I'm not sure it has any impact whatsoever. After you click the button, you'll have to verify your email address. Not a problem, just look for their email and that will have a link. Here it is. Once that's done, your account will be activated and you'll be taken to this screen. To keep things simple, go with the third option. Download Genymotion for personal use. This is going to take you to another screen. The site says the personal edition is aimed at people who want to play Android games. We'll use it for inspiration purposes. Go ahead and click the button. Here's where you'll have to choose the Mac version if that's what you're using. On my Windows machine, I have two options. VirtualBox is another program that's required in order to run emulators. If you don't have it installed, which is very likely, choose this option. I'm thankful that internet speeds in Romania are absolutely incredible, 1,000 megabits per second for about $10 per month. Anyway, we'll now install the program by going through these common steps. There's nothing special here, and what I like a lot about Genymotion is that it doesn't come with bloatware. It won't install junk programs or things of that nature. Okay, next comes VirtualBox. Just go ahead with the installation. You don't need to worry about the settings. You'll get a bunch of messages and prompts, but again, it's very safe. VirtualBox comes from the tech giant Oracle. Fast forward and the installation is complete. Now we can finally launch the emulator. After a few seconds, the program will ask for your username and password. In case you forgot it, go back to the website and click on your avatar. From here, go to Account Info. Alright, put that information in and you'll be asked again if you want a license or if you're going to use it for personal use. Click on that option and go ahead with the terms of service. Finally, we're here. This is the program. You can maximize it so you can see this huge list of devices, over 130 at the moment of this recording. What's great is you can target certain Android versions or certain sizes. You can also use the filters on the left side to find an appropriate device. My advice? Choose a flagship phone, but maybe not the latest one. Those are more prone to bugs and issues. Here, I'll go with the Samsung Galaxy S9. Double-click it and a pop-up is going to ask you for a few things regarding the installation. Here, I suggest you change one thing, the system options. Check this box, use Virtual Keyboard for text input. This is how you can use your computer's keyboard to quickly get around the app. Everything else is good to go, though again, you can easily change things. The installation process usually takes around 30 seconds or so. Here we are. All that's left to do is to start it up. Double-click it, and now you have to be patient. This might take a few minutes depending on your system. I'll fast forward so we can get to the good stuff. For an iOS user, I understand this may be alien-like, but you can use these controllers to quickly get around. I won't spend too much time on them because I want to point something out. We have the Android device, but where do we get the apps? In most cases, emulators don't come with app stores. Well, here's how this goes. You're going to download apps from your browser. Android apps are known as APK files. You might be familiar with the .dmg format. Well, Android apps use .apk. There are two main ways to get them. Here's my recommended method. You load up your browser and you search for apps.evozy.com. I'll attach the link to this lecture so you don't have to write anything down. Next, open another tab. Go to Google Play, the official Android App Store. From here, choose Apps from the left side. Now you can use the search feature or you can just browse around. I already have an app in mind, but note I won't focus my attention on its title. Instead, I'll have a look at the URL. All Android apps have a unique set of characters called the package name. No two apps have the same package name, so this makes it easy to identify them. The package name is the part after the equals sign. Here it is. If we browse some more, we can see various names and lengths, but also different formats. There's no one specific naming method, but again, just look for this symbol and whatever comes after it is the package name. Copy it, and now we'll go back to our original tab. Paste it in this search box, and after you hit the button, you'll have to wait for a couple of seconds so the site can retrieve the app. When it's done, you'll see this green secondary button show up. Click it, and you're likely to see this option to download the file. This is exactly what we're looking for. Save it someplace where you can easily find it, and that's it. The hard part is over. Now we can install it on our emulator, but it's dead easy. You simply drag it above it and let go. The installation process is going to start, but know it may give you certain errors. This is to be expected. Anyway, after all said and done, here's the Android app running on our emulator. If you've been following along on your second viewing, congrats for getting so far. Now you can browse around and get inspired. What's great about Genymotion is that it's one of the most responsive emulators out there. It doesn't have any significant delay when you move around it. Here's the crash course on using it. This arrow on the left takes you back. Click it enough times and you'll go back to the desktop screen, so to speak. In case you want to quickly go back to the app or switch between multiple apps, this square icon on the right side is what you're looking for. This will show your recent apps as cards, and it's the best way to toggle between a couple of apps. The circle in the middle takes you directly to the desktop screen, no matter how far deep you're inside an app. One thing to keep in mind, I use the term desktop when I'm talking about this area. If you want to see the app drawer, the place where you can see all the apps on the device, you have to click and swipe up. Alright, the emulator itself has a ton of commands on the right side, including rotating it, disabling the internet connection, and so on. What you're actually interested in is the screen capture feature. This is the icon that takes screenshots, and it also has a hotkey. On a Mac, I'm sure it's different. This pop-up is going to show up, and you get two choices, screenshot or screencast, this second one being the recording feature. After you click the first one, you'll get a Browse Files option, and that will take you to that specific folder. Here's the screenshot. What makes me very happy is the file's resolution. It's native to that specific phone. Lovely stuff. Overall, this is how you can run Android apps on a Mac. Use those screenshots to measure things out, steal color codes, identify typefaces, and so on. I showed you the first way of getting APK files. Now here's the second one. Back in our browser, you can look for APK Pure. This is a website that hosts tons of apps. The main difference is that the Evosi website downloads the most up-to-date version of the file, while this one may be a bit outdated. From a design standpoint, that shouldn't impact you. Once you find an app, you'll get a big download button, and that will trigger the same pop-up, and that's it. After you've downloaded it, simply drag it inside the emulator. Know that all these components are buggy. Sometimes the emulator crashes, Evosi times out, or it'll reach a certain download limit. I don't know much about APK Pure because it's a new addition on my list, but overall, this is your best bet. When you encounter problems, simply fire up another phone or look for another APK file. I hope you found this interesting. If you want to see more on this subject, let me know what. Thank you.